Someone get a mop. Democrat Senator Elizabeth Warren now cleaning up after a fresh mess, refusing to back VP Kamala Harris in 2024. Watch.
He should run again, and he is running again, because he has gotten a tremendous amount done.
Should Kamala Harris be his choice the second time around?
You know, I really want to defer to what makes Biden comfortable on his team, but they have to be a team, and my sense is they are. I don't mean that by suggesting I think there are any problems. I think they are.
Really? Now the powwow chow gal spinning like a top, clarifying yesterday, quote, "I fully support the president and vice president's re-election together. Never intended to imply otherwise." It's no secret that Harris hasn't been living up to the top second job. Did Senator Warren say the quiet part out loud? The party panel is back. Chris Barron, Jessica Tarlov, and Spike Cohen. So, Christopher, I will start with you. It's really funny because this was such a politician answer from Elizabeth Warren, who's always sort of prided herself on being an anti-Politico. But she was like, "Oh, I know Kamala Harris. I've known her for years." But, she's like, I like her. But that was no ringing endorsement. And I believe that was no accident, that first statement.
Of course it wasn't. And my favorite part is when she tries to clean it up. She was like, "Heavens to Betsy, I had no idea. I never meant anything by it." It's like, come on. If you get asked about, "Oh, are you supporting Joe Biden?" Yes, absolutely, enthusiastically. How about his vice president? "Oh, I don't know." Come on. Yeah. Why wouldn't you just say absolutely in that case? The only reason you don't is because you secretly hate her and want her job, which is probably what it is. And by the way, look, if there's anybody who has worse political sense than Kamala, it may be Elizabeth Warren. I'm not really sure.
She made it further into the campaign than Kamala Harris. Didn't even get the vote. Elizabeth Warren was one of the last people standing for the nomination in 2020.
Who lost to Basement Joe?
I know.
Chris, the Basement Joe talking point, now that we're 2 years into the presidency, I think is a little worn out. Elizabeth Warren is a hugely popular and successful politician from the Democratic Party. She has garnered the support of a lot of Hillary Clinton supporters, a big constituency, especially of college-educated women that wanted her to become president. And Kamala Harris, as you pointed out, Kennedy, had to drop out before Iowa. I was surprised that she said this. It did seem quite intentional and telegraphing something about that's going on in this conversation, because I think even if you just do this based on the numbers, that Joe Biden will be 82, right, when he starts his second term if he wins.
Young.
Young at heart, not so much in the numbers. And whatever, Joe Biden's old. Everyone knows he's old. Yeah. Then you're looking to the fact that you may end up with whoever is VP. I'm not saying that he's going to pass away, but if he steps aside or whatever happens, and she's basically saying, I don't know if Kamala is the right person for that job. And I think that it is a conversation amongst a lot of Democrats.
I think there are a lot of Democrats who feel that way, and it's okay to be honest about it. I don't think she inspires the kind of confidence that Harold Ford Jr. does. Why doesn't the president make Harold Ford Jr. his VP nominee? Because a lot of conservatives who watch Fox News might be delighted.
No comment from me. I love working with Harold, so I would hate to see him go, but he would be fantastic.
No, he would be a really good VP. All right, so Spike Cohen, old people choosing other old people to run the country into the ground. How exciting is that for libertarians?
Listen, I'm just happy she didn't claim to be Jamaican or something. It's baby steps, but baby steps are steps. I would say, what a weird thing to punt on, right? Either say that you don't support it and that you don't think they're a good team, or say that you do support it. And instead, she got in this weird wishy-washy, like you said, a very political response, a politician-y response that no one liked. But this leaves Joe Biden in the unenviable position of deciding whether to stay with Harris, who, as you mentioned, didn't even make it to the primaries, or to go with Liz Warren, who came in third in her home state. And I'm going to actually make a brief defense of Kamala Harris, which I think I'll probably never done and will never do again. Kamala Harris in 2018 flew to Massachusetts to help Liz Warren on her campaign. She waited until Liz Warren dropped out to officially endorse Joe Biden, and this is how Warren repays her. So it's a very very, very opportunistic, but that's what we've come to expect.
Well, one former lady Secretary of State once said there's a cold place in hell or the hot place in hell or
Special
something.
place.
Special place in hell for women who don't support
Yep.
other women. So way to stick it to someone who did their damnedest to help you out, albeit very uncomfortably.